Well, I've had a history of heart disease in my family. 3 grandparents had heart attacks before age 55. Both of my parents struggled with high blood pressure for as long as I can remember. A few years ago at an annual checkup, my doctor said, your levels are consistently elevated and maybe even getting a bit worse over time, so we should start thinking about making some changes. She recommended that I try and work in a regular cardio routine, and I was never such a huge fan of cardio. The hardest thing was finding time for it. It was hard to just set aside even 30 minutes a day to focus on doing the exercises, and then make sure that I have time after that to get showered before the next thing that I have to run off and do. What I could not get used to were the dietary changes. It was harder than the workouts, was trying to cut down on the red meat and the salt and the trans fat. I did it. I'm eating better, and I'm getting my exercises in. And so it was extra frustrating when the next time I went to the doctor, she said, that's great, but unfortunately it isn't making enough of an impact.
I've had blood pressure issues, what I call bad blood pressure, for several years. I've known about it. One of the first things I decided to do about it was to change my eating habits. It really was unsuccessful. Nothing happened. I did have a talk with my doctor. He recommended pharmaceuticals, which I didn't want to go down that road because of all the side effects. I had already had experiences with watching some of my friends and some of the things they experienced with the side effects, where it became this cycle of having one pill after another. One of my friends was saying how, when she took another medication, she would have up and down mood swings and sleepless nights.
Your levels are still elevated, and I think it's time to seriously consider looking at pharmaceutical treatments. It was scary. Everything that I looked into, all of these drugs, they've got this long list of side effects that seem worse than the thing that they're trying to treat. I was always very hesitant about pharmaceuticals in general because I've seen what they can do. My grandmother was, after her first heart attack, they put her on this medication. I mean, sometimes she seemed like she wasn't even the same person. So I looked at everything else I could think of. These homeopathic treatments and supplements. Nothing seemed to make a difference. Okay, well, I guess I'm out of options. So here we go back to looking at all these scary drugs.
So after weighing that out, I said, well, let me try some natural remedies. And turns out they were just gimmicks, one gimmick after another, and it just was no effect on my blood pressure. I just felt like I was at my wit's end, at the end of my rope. I was running out of options between knowing I wanted to get healthier and be there for, my grandkids and just have fun, have a much more healthier lifestyle, because blood pressure to me has always been a concern. Even though I was trying all these things, it was just like one thing would turn up to be a dead end, and another thing would turn up to be a dead end, and I just felt like I just need to have some answers where I won't put myself in more danger.
But then I got this email about Cholafarin. I'm always skeptical when I get it looks like an ad. I looked at the citations of the research that they cited, and these are legitimate scientific journals. There seemed to be more research backing it up, and its effectiveness and legit science behind it. So I felt way more comfortable giving it a try than a lot of the other things that I had tried. And so I ordered it, and I took it for a week. I did not expect that I would notice a difference. Just I could feel a difference. I felt more ready to go in the morning just when I woke up. When I was going through my exercises, I didn't get winded as quickly. I just felt better. And the next time I went to my doctor, your levels are down. You look at, what have you been doing? I've been going through the stressful days of work without having these intense headaches or feeling like this tightness in my chest, like I'm having a panic attack. I've been playing with my kids. I've been living my life.
In spite of my skepticism at first, with what to do next, when I realized about Cholafarin, I did my homework and I realized that it actually has some backing, and there were journal entries about it that I could actually look at and learn from, and to build my confidence about it. Whereas when I tried the quote unquote natural remedies, a lot of it was just basically, it was out there, but it didn't have any backing to it. After my first week of trying the Cholafarin, I noticed that I had less pressure in my chest area. I was able to sleep peacefully. With 1 full week of taking a daily dosage, I can feel the impact of the blood pressure dropping. And when your blood pressure drops to a stable level, you just feel so much more invigorated.
I know that it's easy to get very frustrated when you feel like you've tried everything that you can think of, because I tried everything I could think of. Don't lose hope, because there is something out there, and for me it was Cholafarin, and I have to believe that it can be that hope for a lot of other people who feel at the end of their rope because they've tried everything they can think of. It's eased my mind and my heart.
In spite of being skeptical, I just want to encourage anyone that has problems with their blood pressure. You may feel as though nothing's working, but don't give up, because I have found that, again, with taking Cholafarin, I can rest easy. I'm seeing results. It has given me a better outlook on life. I'm more joyful. I don't stay at the house a lot and isolate myself. I'm more outgoing with my grandkids. I'm more energetic now. Thank you to Cholafarin.